No matter how many good things are happening for Bitcoin, it just can't seem to gain any real momentum without getting knocked down. Now, is this all by design, or is this an early warning sign that the bear market is right around the corner? Please join our Discord if you're looking for a community to talk about crypto, stocks, and finance in general. We also have a weekly live stream, and if you want to come on and say what you want to say, we will take anybody. Just join the Discord, shoot me a message, and let me know. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. We're headed into the end of the week, and looking at this chart at face value, things are not looking pretty. We could be in for more downside, and let's talk about it today. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I just want to get straight into it and see what's going to happen within the next coming days to weeks. Now, there are definitely reasons to be cautious in the immediate short term, but remember, we were expecting this pullback. Despite the drop, there are still some positives. Liquidity to the upside is building violently, and we're still within the timing window for a possible weekly cycle low. Now, we knew this was going to happen, and not only did we know and expect the possibility, but we wanted this to happen. This upside move had no volume, the MACD's momentum was puny, and we got rejected off of this previous resistance. So honestly, it wasn't a surprise. All the warning signs were right in front of our face, especially on our pitchforks. You can see here we got rejected, and now I'm assuming we'd have a bounce off of this median line. If we break down, then we know bad things are coming. But the MACD is about to cross bearish, so things are not looking good in the immediate short term, as I said. I think the biggest positive in all this is the leverage in liquidations. Now, if you're wondering when is this dump going to finish up and when are we finally going to get a reversal, we can get a pretty good idea of this just looking at the liquidation heat map alone. So if you guys remember on Monday's video, the total long positions were at 13 billion going into the recent pump that we had. Those built up extremely fast, and seeing that, I already knew there is no way we are going to pump to the upside with all these longs. They need to be wiped out. And of course, that's what the market makers did. They wiped out all of these longs. And why did we want this? Because the more shorts that build up, the better it is for us once the market finally flips bullish and we have a reversal. We already seen the longs. It was at 17 billion. Now it's at 21.33. And now we look at the shorts. It was at 13 and now it's at 7. Now, if we follow the money, most likely this dump will either end around 105,000, and then realistically we could push down to these 103 levels because we have about 5.84 billion, but realistically most of this will be wiped out 3.57 at these 105 levels. But I wouldn't be surprised if we pushed around 103, but then I think we would get a bounce off the 50-week SMA, and we would continue with a reversal. So this is as low as I think we are going to get. And as long as we stay within this range, then we should be okay. Realistically, after we get rid of all this leverage and there's no more longs left to destroy, there's only one way market makers are going to want to go, and that's up. Now, this is the thing. If long leverage keeps building up too strongly and too quickly, once we finally do have an upside move, like it happened here, from 5 to 13 billion in just a matter of 4 days. If that happens again, then there is no doubt that the market makers are going to pull the price back down, because that would create the maximum amount of pain and reset the market again. So the fact that there's this much leverage building to the upside tells me that we want to look for a move most similar to this, most similar to a move that pushed us to the downside extremely quickly. We want to see that, but in reverse, a push to the upside extremely quickly, because if that happens, these longs will have no time to open long positions. No liquidity will be in the market, and these shorts will get wiped out extremely quickly. That's the exact same thing we saw with the $20 billion liquidation right here in this initial dump. And now another 20 billion is in short stack to the upside. What do you think is going to happen? This exact move is going to happen in reverse. So the more that builds up on the short side, the faster Bitcoin will move when it finally does get a reversal. It's just a matter of time. Now, if we look at the MACD, it's clearly telling us that more downside is to come. It's about to have a bearish cross, and we could see a quick flush going into early November, which would line up with our daily and weekly cycle low, because we have about 6 days left in our timing window. And as I said, I'm expecting a low anywhere within here, and from there, that will be our weekly and daily cycle low, and any price below that new low will tell me that the bear market is most likely over. And if we do not see a strong reversal into November, then that is definitely giving me confirmation that is most likely over and we are going into a bear market. Until then, we're still within our range, right? If we look here, we're still within this range between 106 and 126, let's say. Let's just say our previous highs. So, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. As long as we don't keep seeing closes and rejections under here, we should be okay. And our final line in the sand, as always, is our 50-week SMA. We could touch it. We could bounce off of it. As long as we do not close and then reject below this 102.758 level, then we should be okay. Everything remains intact. For now, I'm expecting a bit more of downside. I'm expecting no altcoin season and eventually one last big run for Bitcoin, possibly into the 130 to 140K range. As always, we'll take it day by day. That's all we can do in this market. I hope you guys have a good Halloween. Don't forget, we are going to be live on Sunday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you want to join as a guest, message me on Discord. I'll see you there. Stay patient and you will be rewarded. Goodbye.